Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Make sure the levels are good. Let me take that off screen. How do I do that? I wanted this to be clean.
Is there parent volunteers with them? That's cool because no parent.
Yeah, check, check, check. Oh, I see you guys in the building real quick. Thank you so much. Let me address, I got to address those that are first. Daniel in the building. He's already got to say, Phil Foden is literally the most technical gifted player in the Premier League and definitely the best young player in the Premier League. No bias, just facts. Daniel, the fact that you're a Man City fan, I 100% agree with you. No bias. That's pure facts. Foden is that nice. Big Morgan in the building. Thank God, the voice of sanity. Hello, Vader. Hey, Big Morgan. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I want to make sure my levels are clean. So anything in the comments, let me know. Adjust it, so we can have a fantastic show. Big up, my guy. City Blue Peter goes injury-free. Foden is a new. It's like a new signing, right? It's like a January transfer window, or we got a player on loan. Let's remember how nice he was at the start of the season, right? Foden was unbelievable. Like our most harshest criticism of him was, squaring the ball at times to Foden. Other than that, he was fantastic. Now, see, I love the comments. 100%. All right, top lad, thank you. Sean, yo, Vader, my man. Hope you're well. I am well, my friend. I am actually. Let me move the mic for a second. Because I have a green screen behind me, this isn't showing up. It's not showing up right. But this is the logo for the football team that I played for when we were having our runs. It's normally green because it's a four-leaf clover, four-leaf clover. And if you can kind of see that there, it's a dread in the middle. So our team was called Black Irish FC. But we'll talk about that at another time. I got to do this properly. I have to do this properly. First things first, my peeps, you always come first. And my peeps are in the comments right now. Thank you so much. I'm going to do my best to send out the link as well, get some panel members and have the conversation going. You can see right here on the side. I got the topics. All right. I've been able to be featured on a few channels, and we've talked about the results with regards to Bristol just the other day on the Mancunian Way. But I'm going to talk about a few things. We're going to go through that, and we're also going to get into some video clips. Pep and his press conference. I said this before. I think I said at the start of the year. I never really paid much attention to the pressers. I really didn't, because managers are it's kind of like fluff. However, I think familiarity with Pep, the league, the reporters, some of the angles from the media, this is some quality entertainment, and it's worth breaking down. It's worth dissecting, and it's worth getting into the weeds a little bit with what he's putting out there. And I don't know if it's going to become a regular segment or something to go on, because honestly, there's times where those 3 pressers in a week, right? Or sorry, there's pre and post. So that's a lot to really cover. And again, I don't do this as often as I can because of time constraints, but amazing content regardless. You guys should definitely take time and listen to it. And actually not just listen, watch, because Pep's mannerisms are worth breaking down. The body language, it's worth studying. Let me go to these comments before I do it official. When I do it official, we got to get that video in. All right, Daniel goes, have you seen Foden yesterday? He flicked the ball over the opponent, took the ball down clean with his first touch, and dribbled past the other player. That's what Neymar does. Saka doesn't do that. Daniel, Foden is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And here, maybe not so much on Why Always Me, but definitely on CIA, Cite Intelligent Agendas. We don't have to throw shots. We don't have to throw shots at the rivals. Like, Saka's good. We know what we got in Foden. We know the versatility that we have for him, because Foden, not only does he play on the right, but he plays on the left. Incredible versatility that we get from that player. City Blue, Bert Guardiola. That is funny. That is funny. Okay, before I get into these other topics, other comments on the screen, let me do this proper. Let me do this official. I'm going to run the video. I'm based out in Toronto. Famous street called Yonge Street. I'm going to show you some imagery, show you some of the skyline, and we're going to get into it the proper way. All right. This is Why Always Me, episode 70. Episode 70 of Why Always Me. And we got a fantastic show. Let me run this properly and get into it. So there you have it. I hope you like the imagery, the little bit of sound, little bit of that sound. Nice chill vibes. Proper football talk going to happen here. Now, I'm going to get to the top. I'm going to get to the comments. Then I will send out the link for the crew. The crew can join. Fantastic. If not, it's going to be you. It's going to be me. It's going to be myself and I. We're going to have the conversation, all four of us. So Sean goes, 5:37 a.m. here. Oh, that's right. Yo, my guy. Much respect. Thank you so much. And you also shout me out in the comments when you don't catch it live. Carabo goes, Skywalker here. Thank heavens that we got clarity about that Foden was dealing with. I was worried about why he didn't take on players anymore and why he seemed off and low on confidence. Makes sense. Yo, Skywalker. Injuries are incredibly difficult to manage. And we know players play off confidence, play off strength, right? When you can trust your body, when you can trust your movement, it means the world. Like there's nothing worse than kind of doubting whether you can make a certain cut or whether you can make a move because you don't trust how your body's going to hold up. I'm so glad that Foden is working his way back and is looking real nice. Mancunian Way in the building goes, good, thanks, Sean. Hope you are well. I love it. And I got to shout out everyone in the comments because this is early. And I'm gonna get into the show. You know I will. You know I'll get into the show. Please talk about the presser as often as you can. Okay. The girl RK, I want to. Trust me, I want to. But if I think about it, I'm gonna work out a plan. The girl RK, I'm gonna work out a plan because the pressers are worth being broken down. And you know what? It's not only us. It's not only us that are checking out Pep and the pressers. You know how many times I hear rivals quoting Pep? Often. Oh, more than you can believe. Oh, more than you can believe. Like you hear it so often. You know what? We need to do it justice. Big Morgan goes, Pep had a belly full of horrible journalists. He did. He was cooking. He was eating in that presser. Big day tomorrow, 100%. Find out about for real. Okay, keep me in the loop. I'm hoping to do some content on Sunday. Hopefully you can be there. Franklin Cap goes, let's go. Should be a good show. It's going to be a good show. And this is what I love. I love the interaction with regards to the comments, and I'm gonna get into it. Apparently, Saka has a world-class season, and Foden has a poor season. Saka played 2,484 minutes and has 10 goals, 8 assists. Foden played only 1,857 minutes and has 12 goals, 5 assists. Daniel, we don't have to do that. Daniel, and again, for those of you in the comments, pardon my example. But you know what? I was going to say something. I'm going to say it because I paused too long. Now I have to say it. Daniel, we know what we have in Foden, all right? Quality player. Ladies, men, when you know that you've been genetically blessed, you don't need to prove it. Let the others have that conversation. You don't need to prove anything. Be confident in yourself, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that's as PG as I can say it. Cap in the building goes, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems City looking more fluid lately. Cap, you're right. You're right. That's another conversation. And I think it's going to happen possibly on pitch points or even Mancunian way, the element of how we're playing, the different systems that will get talked about. I love how much I actually learn about Pep watching him in the presser. Oh man, Sean, 100%. 100%. It's not fluff when it comes to him. And I'm gonna put up a couple of video clips actually on this side of the screen. I'm gonna put up a couple of clips as we get into it later in the show, breaking that down exactly. Daniel goes, Vader, I don't want to hate Saka. He is class. But these Arsenal fans talk so much ish. It's unbelievable. They are disrespecting my star boy. Daniel, our star boy deserves to be labeled star boy 100%. Arsenal fans, I've said it before, when you bring someone starving that hasn't eaten for days to the dinner table, they don't know how to act. All right? Bear with them. Bear with them. It's a little bit of savagery right now. Maybe I should have earmuffed that for my Arsenal fans that are watching. But it's a little bit of savagery right now. They haven't eaten well in a while, so you gotta give them a bly. Sean goes, I heard this ridiculous story on the same space, mate. Okay. Daniel goes, since Foden came back into the team, he created more chances and scored more goals. Very direct. And he's been missed. 100% he's been missed. We talked about on the Mancunian way when we did the breakdown on Bristol. Phenomenal player. Him in the rotation, what he brings, because it's not like for like. When you bring Foden on the pitch, it is not like for like. He's a different talent, and we've been missing it. Mancunian goes full analysis purpose YouTube. We got to do it. My bad. City Blue Peter goes, please give Rico his flowers, local lad, bossing it up 100%, fighting those battles out there. And it's not easy. He's undersized in terms of height and maybe weight right now, like the muscle mass, because he is so young. You got to give him time to build on that frame. But the way he fights is absolutely what you need in that position and that quality of a player. Is exactly what you need. Tari, hello, my friend. He goes, Foden is good. Sean goes, 100%. They gang up on me when I started to spit facts. Trust me, Sean, you didn't get that. Whenever you hit them with the facts, they don't want to hear it. They want to dismiss it and be like, the football model, we need to exclude or put asterisks next to City because no one can really mirror that. Get the heck out of here. Big Morgan goes, how was it Foden only one booked last night? No, Silva got booked as well. And that was a terrible foul. Okay. I ran the video. This is Vader Games TV, Why Always Me, episode 70. And I'm going to talk about Pep and his pressers. I'm going to talk about our match upcoming with Newcastle. And I'm going to talk about United. Are they back? Are they back to winning trophies? Are they back to their winning ways? We're gonna focus on that. So first, let's put this up and let's deal with it. Really briefly, before I send the link out to get some panel members if they're available. City, FA Cup, Bristol result, professional win. That was a professional win. The lineup, if you want to know any breakdowns, if you want to look and what my thoughts were, what the thoughts were with regards to the starting 11, I'm gonna say it real briefly. I was happy with it, and I'm actually at the point now where I don't even try to guess Pep's starting 11. All right, and then one of the talking points right after this, it's difficult to guess Pep's starting 11 because obviously he picks based off of his opponents, and obviously he's managing rest, he's managing mileage that's been accumulated on the players, right? So all those things come into account. But the starting 11, I was happy with. I was happy to see Calvin Phillips because Rodri needs a rest 100%. We know there is a difference right now. There's a difference in quality, a big difference in quality, and rightfully so. Calvin needs more time. It's not even been a year at the club, so he needs more time. But Rodri got his much needed rest. Holland got his much needed rest, and not only that, Holland in particular got to sit on the sideline and watch the movement with the team as well as watch the movement of Alvarez and maybe get some ideas, maybe be able to take some information and then talk back and, hey, here's how we can better refine what we do as a team, right? How you guys can find me and how I can make myself available. I love that aspect of it. And the fact that Pep had Mahrez, had ended up having Grealish subbed on, but Foden, those guys were doing their thing. I, Mahrez, in my opinion, didn't play strong enough, wasn't commanding his space, wasn't holding on to the ball and winning fouls as I think he should. He was losing possession a little too much. But overall, that starting 11, I was nice and calm with. Um, I don't bash Akanji, and I don't bash our defenders because the amount of subbing in and out, the amount of playing center back, playing right back at times throughout the season can be a little difficult. So I don't kill them. I don't crush them too much. But when we had to sub on Ortega because of the hand injury, and let me know in the chat if it's severe or anything came out of that, right? But we had to sub Ortega out and get on Anderson. And my only question or my observation when watching Akanji in this game in particular, and maybe it's something that's I'm going to see more often, and maybe when I look back at some games, maybe it's going to be noticeable. But I think there's the lack of command that's required from him. And I say that because when Ortega was subbed on and it was Ederson, there were two really important incidences where it was like, are you going for it? Am I going for it? Like, so there's one thing you don't question when Diaz is out there. And I would argue you don't question it with Walker and you don't question it with Rico. You definitely don't question it with Ake. Is I'm going to take control, take command, and you're going to call me off of it versus we're going to decide who does what. Like those defenders will go first and then be, okay, no, I got it. Ederson can say, clear out, I got it, right? So there were really two instances where I thought, Akanji, you're not commanding, you're not demanding enough. And I think when that becomes more instinctful for him, when he does take charge like that, he'll be better off for it. But defense did their thing. Midfield was amazing. My only issue was with Silva, that late foul. I know he was frustrated. He was getting kind of like kicked up a little bit. And that push in the back of the defender in the 80th or whatever minute of the game was so unnecessary, and it's cost him. He's going to have to sit out the next game due to a red, due to the accumulation of yellows. Let me go to these comments real quick. Tari goes, who does Foden displace out of Grealish or Mahrez? I'm going to deal with that. Let me start that. I'm going to deal with that on the next point. City Blue goes, fair play to Bristol, who actually gave it a real go, made a change from the usual low block 100%. They showed where they wanted to attack us, and Pep, in the presser, gave them that acknowledgement. He clearly saw they have great form in the championship. He called that out. I think they had 12, was it 10, 11, or 12 game win streak or not lost streak, non-losing streak, and he acknowledged that and spoke to it. So they were definitely an opponent to be respected, and they came out and attacked us. They were definitely looking to catch us on the counter, but they weren't playing low block defending in their 18-yard box. They actually made it a go. Mancunian Way goes, by the way, got to love the expansion. What a club. Yes. And I believe that's going to be talked about on the Mancunian Way in greater detail. And I look forward to hearing that because of, the Manchester point of view, being able to speak what it would mean with regards to the community, what it would mean in terms of the actual layout and ground plans. That would be fantastic. Sean goes, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I only saw highlights. I thought in the first half that we looked like we were at walking pace compared to Bristol. But after that first goal, we kicked off as a team. No, we were moving the ball well. We had early on, Calvin Phillips actually had a shot on net that just went off the crossbar. We were creating our spots. The biggest difference was there was a little bit of lack of respect with regards to their attack, because often they not necessarily countered, but they didn't counter, but they just reacted to now receiving the ball, and their transition into attack was really direct. And more often than not, there was a lot of space and there was one-on-one defending. So that was really the biggest case. Daniel goes, great performance, but I wanted to see Perone for more minutes, and F the zone. For whatever reason, they didn't show the game. I had to watch it on an internet. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. For me, it's part of my actually TV package, so I was able to just record it and watch it. But yeah, the zone only carries Champions League, and there's the provider here in North America. I think it's Canada actually specifically is Fubo TV. So that all my Premier games, everything. Oh, good question, Tari. What did I miss? Love these guys' mentality. Very, you can never doubt it from our very own key players. Yeah. Our players are dialed in, and dare I say, with everything looming, right? 2-3 weeks ago, the bomb that was dropped on Monday, right? Like with regards to these players have stepped up. These players are like, you can see they're backing each other, right? And it's not like a temporary, oh, we're going off adrenaline. It's like anger. No, these guys are like, we realize how difficult this season is. We realize everything that's pending, everything that's hovering around it, and we're delivering. So I love to see it. I'm now going to take a brief moment because I realized that I did not tweet. I did not tweet that we are live, and that actually happens to make a difference with regards to people finding the show. So let me do that, as well as I'm going to send out the link for others to be able to join. It's terrible. All you're hearing is typing sounds. I just typed, "We are live. Let me see you" in the comments. I just tweeted that, and let me send out this link. Thanks for bearing with me, guys and girls. Okay, and FYI, there's a show that's going to be dropping. I got another show dropping on Sunday, 9 p.m. UK time. It's going to be episode 2 of Cite Intelligent Agendas, and yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm going to continue to refine it. It's not perfect. It's not the diamond like Pep said for Foden. It's not a diamond yet, but it is being cleaned up, and it's looking nice. All right, so I got that done. Let me take this off and let me make it clean as well. Vader game. Okay, now the question, I think Tari mentioned this earlier. Yes, because I started. Yeah, I made sure to start. How do I find my stars again? Okay. Tyree goes, who does Foden displace out of Grealish and Mahrez? Now, this leads me into this next topic, and thank you for the segue. Pep, or we get asked often from fellow City fans, rivals, what's City's best 11? What's City's best 11, right? I'm, with my little bit of study, my observation, right? With me having to work on this second show called Cite Intelligent Agendas, I had to do a little more homework. And I've come to realize, and this is just my research. You don't have to agree. You can let me know in the comments whether you disagree or not. And please, my peeps, hit that like button. You're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you've been here before and you know that others are going to like this type of content as well, please share it, right? Retweet it, like it, comment on the retweet, whatever, quote tweet, all that stuff. Yeah, just put it out there. And I've been so thankful and appreciative for the increase in subscribers. I'm like around 230, 233 right now, and it's amazing. My last 2 videos, over 100 views. So I'm very grateful of it, and you guys are liking the content, so I'm gonna continue to put it out there and improve on it. I got Mancunian Way. I'm gonna bring him out here after I pose this question. But my little bit of research and being asked this often, what is Pep's best 11? My opinion. Not only can I not say what City or Pep's best 11 is, but trust me, Pep cannot say what his best 11 is. He cannot. He cannot say who his best 11 is. And the reason why is there is no best 11. There's no best 11 for City. No. Go through the squad. You make your 11. Daniel can make his 11. Cap can make his 11. I see Dragon in the building. Dragon can make his 11. Thunder can make his 11. Tariq could make his 11. Sean can make his 11. Big Morgan can make his 11. Like, all be different. All would be different. If FIFA was in the chat right now, FIFA's best 11 would have Ortega or Carson at goalkeeper. There's no same 11 amongst the City fans. And the reason why there is no best 11 for City is because we pick our 11 based off of what we will best accomplish against our opponent. You may say that's a cop-out. You may say, oh, okay, whatever. We're not picking the same 11 to deal with any opponent in front of us. That's what the other guys do, right? When you look at Klopp had his same 11 and you play them every freaking game, right? Every game. And that's why Fabinho is looking like he's 10 years older than his age. You can't have that type of relentless playing game after game after game. There's a level of, yes, what I can do better than you, but there's also what I can do can actually make your life extremely difficult. I'm going to switch things up and I'm going to do the smart thing. Pep does that. City on a regular, we've seen there is no key 11. I'm going to bring Mancunian Way in here while I read some of the comments. But Martin, thanks for being on the show today, my friend. I appreciate it. I just posed the question. I just actually put out the statement. I said, there is no best 11 for City. Am I talking crazy? Do you agree? What do you have to add, my friend?
No, it just depends on the competition and opponents.
Okay. So you agree with the sense that when, regardless of who's in front of us, Pep's going to make the decision based off of who gives us the best chance of winning, not the best players or the best players in form for our team.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's like if we played Real Madrid, that would be it'll set up for the Real Madrid game. Pep used to go out and play everyone like that. He used to do that. He used to go out with his 11 and his set thing, but I think he's learned, and I keep coming back to this, he's learned very much from Real Madrid last year of sometimes, it's like you'll see Rico Lewis comes in and he comes out. You'll see Mahrez comes in, comes out. Alvarez goes in, goes out. And it's just, I think it depends how the game's going. You'll see like the Leipzig game and the Forest game where he made no substitutions because we had full control at the time. And at that point, I don't need to make subs because what I'm asking them to do, they're doing. He won't just make subs for the sake of making subs. You know, you got to look at the actual game and the flow of the game and how it's going rather than just throw this guy on, he'll make a difference. Well, we don't know that. We don't know he's just going to make a difference. We don't know. Everyone is Pep Guardiola's assistant now. Everyone's got a different 11. Everyone's got a different outlook. Everyone's got. You can never choose a Pep 11. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some that no one. Very rarely do you get the 11 spot on. He'll make changes again for Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. It's a funny one. It is a funny one.
it is a tricky one, and it's also I think it's and I don't want to come across guys in the chat, girls in the chat. I don't want to come across rude, but and maybe it's just a little bit of like football content fatigue, if that's a thing. But I've been noticing that there's a terrible recycling of some talking points or some thing or some ways of thinking about football. And I know some of you may be tuning in for the first time. Who's this guy with a North American accent? Want to talk about like football and saying that things are being a little recycled or stale. I just mean that there's some like dead banter that goes around. There's some like, oh, for the sake of doing it, we just do it or we just talk about it, and it gets a little tiresome. That's why I enjoy so much, and maybe and again, you guys are gonna be like, oh, Vader, you're being biased, but that's why I enjoy when I tune in and I'm not able to be on the show, but I tune into the Mancunian way, or I tune in and I'm able to check out pitch points because sometimes based off of when they do their shows, timing wise, it doesn't work for me. But to be able to tune into pitch points and True City Fan and just hear a perspective or hear a take that's kind of like a little bit refreshing or from a different angle. The
You mean not reactionary?
Yeah, exactly. But actually, no. Let me take that back because you can be reactionary, but you can actually be analytical about it. You can actually think from um, think from a football space or football mind, and
Yeah.
it's
It's weird because what you'll tend to find is if we don't win a game, everyone rolls out. I told you we should have played this player. I told you we should have done that.
yeah,
And then, but when we're winning, you don't hear that conversation come out. It's sort of only saved when the negatives, or when it's so-called a negative result. And quite simply, football is not just turn up and win a game. I wish it was, but it's not. You've got to earn it. And I think what we've got to do as fans as well is respect our opponents and realise that sometimes our opponents have improved. They've done well.
yeah, yeah,
And but I mean, I have found it very reactionary this year on certain things. I have, and maybe that's just me, but I have found it very reactionary. I can always tell what streams I'm going to get depending on the
mm,
result. I know exactly what streams are going to come. I know what comments are going to come. And funnily enough, I know the exact people they're going to come from.
that's because you're a
But
veteran, so
that's
you
what
can see it
you
coming.
will know. But you will learn that. You'll start realizing. I know this person's going to say something like that. I know this, and that's absolutely fine. That's not a negative.
Mhm.
But you start to learn trends and you learn certain things. And some people call them agendas, others don't. It's like when Grealish has a bad game or doesn't have such a good game. The Grealish
Yeah.
agendas come out.
So yeah, so that's actually really good as we talk about this and get into the next point. When you bring up the bad game, you can see where the talking points or where the agendas may come out. But what became really tiresome, what became really stale, dull, boring, um, was and and it's become clear to me. And again, this is where I'm clearly I'm saying this, and please don't take this as snobbiness. Please don't take this as arrogance. Please don't take this as oh, my smells better than yours. Like, please, that's not what I'm claiming here. But sometimes a real I get a real vibe that someone with these talking points either only looked at highlights or only looked at a box score sheet, because I had people wanting to crush Ederson with the last few games not giving up the clean sheets to claim that they were his fault. And if you looked at the game, if you saw how he prevented goals throughout the game, and for the one that ended up being conceded to then run with your Ederson agenda, it it blows my mind, and that's where it's like, you know what? I'm realizing it. It's important to be able to recognize things, because then once you recognize it, it doesn't bother you, and it goes back to the point I kind of made earlier, just joking with regards to Daniel, and the Foden and Saka point. When you've been genetically blessed, you don't care about those that want to have their measuring contests and want to do all that stuff. You're like, I don't care. I don't have to deal with that stuff. I'm secure in myself. I want to. Sorry, you were going to say
No, I'm
something?
saying that's natural. It's like,
Mhm.
I made a point last night of watching Ortega in the first half, and I thought I'm going to watch it because I want to say, because I always give it, everyone's entitled to opinions, and I want to give everyone a fair chance. So what I did was, for the first half, I closely watched Ortega. I always said, brilliant goalkeeper, brilliant shot stopper, but how many times did he get his kicking wrong last night? How many times did the ball get kicked out of play?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. That's the Pep way. Pep doesn't want a goalie to kick the ball out of play for a throw-in. He'd have kept Joe Hart if he wanted to do that. His distribution's getting better, but you can see a big difference between an Edison distribution and an Ortega. And what fans have to realise is the distribution is why Edison's in there, because that
Yeah.
is the key to Pep's football. It's the whole key to it. So it's like you said in the Leipzig game, everyone forgot about the saves he made previous.
Mm-hmm.
They all talked about the error on the goal,
Yeah.
which was a foul anyway, but it did come out. It was a rush of blood, but that's Edison.
Yeah.
But you forget about the 4 saves he made before it.
Yeah. Well,
because
he
it
made
doesn't
huge
suit
saves.
what goes on.
100%, and he made huge saves before it. And then also on that show, on Why Always Me, the previous episode, I actually broke down, and we had the angle to kind of show how we actually conceded that goal to begin with. You saw how the defender catapulted himself and got the extra aerial, or not even extra height, but just prevented a defender to be able to take some of that airspace. Like, come on, guys, let's calm down with some of these, in my opinion, played out agendas. If it happens and it's factual in the moment of, cool, beat them with that stick. But don't try to do it when it's not even there. It just comes across dumb and unintelligent.
I said it to you last night on my show, didn't I? I very rarely say anything. I try not to go down the negative road, and sometimes it's because, like you said, you will get attacked. And I don't mean attacked as in physically. I'm talking about you're talking rubbish. And that's why I don't really say a lot in a negative light. Not because I don't want to, but because I know how it will get twisted and perceived in everything else. So I'd rather just not go down that road. Like when I was talking about Alvarez last night, the reason why I keep quiet is because it doesn't suit agendas at the moment, so I go quiet on it. But I'm looking at it I'm trying to look at it from a coaches / analytical viewpoint.
Yeah,
and that's the way I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah, and it's constructive. It's what about?
Yeah.
Let's look at this. Let's consider this. Not the, oh, I'm pointing this out, that means he's terrible. It's never like that, guys. Let me do this real clean, and let's get into it. Vader game. Okay. This might be a little very shameful of me, but I'm going to do it anyways. We kind of joked about everyone's got the perfect 11 after the game. Everyone's got the I told you so, or this is what Pep should have done, win or lose, right? I'm going to be very shameful here and actually say, Pep, if you happen to be watching this, if this gets in front of you, I know you have others with burner accounts and some in Twitter Spaces and that are watching these videos and seeing some of the comments, because how you speak within these pressers, I know you're aware. If this can get in front of Pep, and please share this if you can. Maybe I'm going to chop this up into a clip. But Pep, can I get 10 minutes of your time? Pep, please, can I get 10 minutes of your time? I can be on your coaching staff. There's a few things that I've been observing with regards to the team, the ball movement, opportunities for Holland, Alvarez in that role where I think how teams are defending against us. There's some consistent patterns of ball movement that I think can result in some really good chance opportunities. 10 minutes of your time. If we can talk over lunch, I could sketch it out on a napkin. But I would love that opportunity, man. Please get this in front of Pep, everyone. 10 minutes of his time. That's all that I ask for. I think it might make a world of difference. But yeah, that's my elevator pitch, and yeah, we'll see where that goes. Okay, now
Bless you.
let's get into why you guys all came onto the show today. Let's get into this.
I'm laughing because you said I'll sketch it on a napkin.
I'll sketch it out. It doesn't matter. I'll vandalize the table if I have to. I'll write down my ideas.
I'll sketch it over a bowl of pasta. Promise you.
There you go. Like, I'll cut up certain meatballs. The half meatballs are the defense. The whole meatballs are the offense. I'll do it all. Daniel in the building. He mentions Ederson made big saves against Leipzig, 100%. I forgot. I don't know if I put this on screen, but Big Morgan says everybody has an opinion. That's normal. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and everyone's entitled to it.
Mm-hmm. And Big Morgan goes, it takes a wise man not to act the fool. A. Martin. Huh.
I don't understand that.
It takes a wise man not to act the fool. A.
You're
Martin.
saying I act the fool? Don't act the fool.
I don't know. I don't know.
If you can elaborate on that, Morgan, that'd be great.
Daniel goes, I imagine Cal in Pep's coaching staff, he would put massive pressure on Pep in game.
I think he means Cal.
Yeah. I think imagine. Well, you know what? See, Carl is on the City coaching staff. He does deal with some of the developmental football players. So maybe he might get that time. Carabo goes, LOL. Yeah. Hey, Skywalker, I had to do my pitch, man. Please get this in front of Pep.
Now you know what I'm doing on my next show. Pep, I only want 5 minutes.
You only want? Oh, see, he's undercutting me already. 5. He's going to undercut me with regards to time.
And I'll tell you what, and I'll bring a whiteboard. Don't forget the napkin.
There we go. That's going to be too funny. Okay. This is why you guys tuned in, and this is why we had the breakdown. I have four important video clips that I want to go through. It's not going to be very long, but I want to point out some really key things. And the reason why this is so important is if you guys haven't, guys and girls, if you guys haven't been doing this, take the time, listen to the pressers. If you even have the time, watch them while you listen, because Pep, mannerisms, smirks, how he pauses before he answers, all very telling. So I'm gonna get into it real quick. And again, YouTube, these videos being played are for analyzing purposes. Okay, do not copy strike me. They are strictly for analyzing purposes and for educational purposes, to learning tools. Okay, I'm seeing that right now. Let's go with it. Okay, how do I put this on screen here? Boom. Okay. Now, this is going to be a presser. I want to make sure the audio shows up. Let me know if yeah, actually I can play the audio. Let me know if the audio shows up, because I want to make sure that is shared. Okay, I'm playing it right now. Let me know if you hear it. That did not play. Did it? Did it play for you guys? Martin, did you hear anything?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
But I never know whether it plays for everyone else and doesn't for people in the studio.
Yeah, let me go. I watch every presser and I'm never bored. Daniel goes, he watches every presser. Sean goes, his body language says a lot. They both said nothing yet, so it did not play. Okay, let me see here. That's interesting. Okay, let me try it again. Why isn't it playing? Damn it. Okay, that's bothering me. 1
Does it
second.
need configuring?
No, it shouldn't. It should just be. It should just.
Sorry,
play.
ladies and gents, you're finding out the
Yeah.
backstage of YouTube and StreamYard here.
This bothers me. Damn it. Okay, viewers. Let me think out loud here. I have that playing on the screen. The audio should go through there. Let me try this instead. And then for this screen, so window capture, should it be, okay, let me try display capture instead. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's annoying. Properties. No. Okay, let me try that. And so Martin, don't say anything just yet. And let me see what happens. I should have done this in studio mode. Ah. What is this? Is the worst. Okay. So amateur hour. Okay. Studio mode. Let's move this. Entertain yourselves in the comments, guys. We're gonna try this. This was supposed to be my epic combo. All right, here we go. Here we go. Trying.
You were last season.
Could you hear that, Martin? Martin, you're muted. Viewers, see how the screen.
I heard a little bit.
You heard a little bit of it. Okay.
It was quite low.
I'm apologizing. There's sweat on my brow because this did not go the way I wanted it to. I'm gonna have to do this at another time.
Are you after the body language and the smiles, or could you just sort of quote him?
Yeah,
maybe?
It's a proper play and talk about. And actually, I'm going to ask you to, can you briefly speak to your perspective on, come in clutch for me. Can you speak on your perspective on Manchester United and your belief on whether they're back, whether they're chasing for the title, whether they're going to continue to win trophies? And I'm going to work backstage with.
I can sort of tie in two of them if you want. Pep's press
Yeah.
conference and United. And anyone who watched Pep's press conference on before the Bristol game, where he talks about United spending 800 million quid to win a Carabao Cup, and congratulations to them. Yeah, it is amazing. But I'm giving you little tidbits of Sunday's show now, aren't I?
Okay. Don't do too much. Don't do too much.
No, are United back? It's too soon to say they are back. Are they our biggest threat long term? 100% for me. People have always said I've had agendas against, for example, a Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going off it. I'm just trying. I'll tie it up in a little bow if you just bear with me. People have always said to me, well, Newcastle are coming. And I've always said, well, yeah, just because they've got money doesn't mean you're automatically going to come in and start challenging everything and doing everything.
Right.
And this has always been my worry, especially when I've talked about Arsenal. United have been in the doldrums for 10 years. And when I say doldrums, I'm talking from their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Newcastle are currently, they were fourth, they're now fifth. It is not a simple matter of, I've got a load of money, so here I go. United have spent 1.4 billion and they've won a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup and a Europa League. Not won the title in 6-7 years. Maybe a bit longer. No, longer, 10 years. So people have need to get this, you spend money in you come. What United are now doing is they're going back to the actual foundations of United. They've got a manager now who's very, very similar in his style so far to a Sir Alex Ferguson, where I don't care who you are, I don't care what your name is, I don't care what your reputation is, you are following my rules.
Right.
We've seen Marcus Rashford get dropped because he was late. We've seen Ronaldo go out the door. He's got rid of this egocentric Paul Pogba, bye-bye. United, we used to laugh for years that United bought people on Instagram followers. It was Instagram FC. If someone had a couple of million Instagram followers, they're coming into United. And that's great, but it doesn't give you any success. All it gives you is money off the pitch. United fans want success, and they don't just want short-term success. They want to see some longevity. And for the first time in a long time, this Carabao Cup, to me, seems like it's the start of a bit of a longevity situation. It's not just a Louis van Gaal winning FA Cup and look, we're happy. You can see him going on. The trouble is where United have got is they're still hampered by FFP. So they can't go out in the summer. Even if the so-called Qataris come in, they ain't going to be able to spend because United have got all the sponsorships in place. This is what people forget. People seem to think that United are just going to spend when the Qataris walk in.
Yeah.
It's not the case because they've been able to spend with the Glazers there, 1.4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get more sponsorship deals. The sponsorship deals are at the highest level they've been in probably ever. That's not the situation. It is just they've got a manager who's now going to discipline them and is starting to understand. I mean, it's like, for example, Weghorst.
Mm-hmm.
He played Weghorst as a number 10 against Barcelona.
Yeah.
Which other manager does that? But do you know what? It works. He doesn't care about a name. He's caring about the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
that's the big problem. The problem Newcastle have is Newcastle have got Chelsea are going to come back, Liverpool are going to come back, United are on the rise, City will spend. It is not. We need to come away from this because you spend a load of money that you're instantly successful. That's not the case.
Yeah, and I wouldn't see when it comes down to United back to title chases and winning trophies. I think it's a little premature the way the fans are carrying on. They definitely have the right to be excited for their manager, right? Because their last big name manager was Jose. and Jose did his thing. But the reason why I'm a little hesitant to be like, oh, Ten Hag genius, Ten Hag's now going to have them chase down these titles and win trophies is it's a year one, and it's the same thing that every manager is tested with. Can you do it over time? Year one, that's great. Year one success, great. Jose, his early years, great with United. What happened after that? Everyone, even Ole, early success with United, great. What happened after that? So I think maybe this might be maybe this is my City bias, but new manager bounce. Players wanted to make sure that they stay in the good books with said manager. Players, for example, Rashford, who's playing phenomenally on a contract year, he wants to make sure he gets that renewal. We've seen what players trying to get that contract from a Mesut Ozil or Mohamed Salah. What they've done to win that contract. Even Alexis Sanchez, but let's wait. It's kind of like a wait and see. I'm not so ready to say they're there. But I do give them the recognition.
Do you not think they're coming away from that, though? Do you not think they're starting to come away from this Alexis Sanchez idea of you're a name, I'll give you $500,000 a week?
I don't think so, because many of them are saying bring in Harry Kane. And we know Harry Kane's on the other side.
That's fans. That's fans playing FIFA. If you spoke to people at United, they know they can't go out and spend 150 million on Harry Kane. They haven't got that. They know that. But what Ten Hag will do is go and get the next level down for the right price. The trouble is, if they go and buy a Harry Kane, which they could afford, it means that's all their budget gone.
Yeah, good point.
That's the point I mean by that they can't afford Harry Kane. They could if they're willing to not make any more signings. United can't go out and spend 250 million. They just can't. This is what I mean by the hampered by FFP. Don't think the Qataris walk in and it's just here we go again. We're off like sir. They've spent money. Mm-hmm. They've spent a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
They've just spent it very stupidly. We said it weeks ago. Ronaldo going out the door was the best thing that ever happened to them.
I know.
It was the best thing that ever happened.
He was a catalyst. If it weren't for him, he was still at that club, things would still be the same, man. He forced his way out, and as a result, they kind of cleaned house in a sense. I also want to say it's going to be interesting to see how Newcastle navigate within the competitive field now, right? Because they do have a project to pitch to the same players that a United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham are going to be in the mix for, right? It's going to be the whole, well, who's going to have the better project? And they may poach, they may draw some players over there that would have normally gone to other clubs, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I think.
How did they do that without circumnavigating this UEFA new rule? Because they haven't got the sponsors.
They haven't got the sponsors, but maybe it's they steal one of the talented players out there, right? It's not that they're going to have two or three that they're able to kind of pull in each transfer window, but maybe one of the big names, they're able to get one of them, and that makes it a little more difficult for all of us.
5 or 6.
Yeah, but they can't.
I probably sound really disrespectful. I've heard all this before. I don't know if you'll remember this, mate. Do you remember Queen's Park Rangers?
Yeah.
Queen's Park Rangers got taken over and became, at the time, the world's richest club. And we heard they were going to do this, they were going to do that, and they were going to build in this, and they were going to smash all of that. Where are they?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. You can take this. This is not, when we got taken over, it was a new thing. Someone from the Middle East coming over with a lot of money and going, thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone wants to do it. It is not that easy. You have got 4 trophies and 4 spots, and you've now got 7 or 8 teams battling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, for example, City don't go anywhere. United ain't going to go anywhere. Arsenal might not go anywhere. That leaves 1 spot for Newcastle, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah. And this
You,
and
you,
that
you understand what I'm saying?
I hear
City
exactly.
aren't going to stand on the laurels. It's not. This is what I go on a Newcastle show, and I've always said to them, just be calm, be calm. But the trouble is, expectations have gone so through the roof up there. You know, you got to remember that if they finish sixth, this year they have managed to play once a week. Next season, once they're in the European League, whether it's Europa or whatever, they'll be playing Thursday, Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah.
Plus, they're in the northeast of England.
Yeah. No, I got you. It's going to be
not a simple battle of takeover, bring us the league title.
Newcastle fans, this is Martin, the Mancunian way. This emphasis that you guys are not going to have it as easy as you may think it is. Direct those comments to him. He has a fantastic channel. His channel will be in the description of this one.
They agree with me. A lot of them agree with me, Vader. A lot of them do agree with me because, but it's the ones who got carried away, which I understand. Any fan base other than us who deserves it. Newcastle, they're a fabulous fan base, amazing loyal fan base.
I'm messing with you. Yeah.
No, I know you are. I'm just sick of hearing this. We've been taken over. Away we go. Liverpool were nearly getting taken over. United look like they're not going to get taken over.
Yep, there'll definitely be a show with regards to Liverpool and their takeover.
Hey, I've got a show next week on this.
Excellent.
Can't wait for it.
You're going to have to make sure notification buttons on Mancunian Way. There's going to be content with regards to that. Now, I think I worked out the issues with what I was having earlier. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that when I tested it initially, it was fine. And then when it's live, it kind of messes up. So the whole reason for the thumbnail, the whole reason for the emphasis of the show was with regards to Pep and this press conference. Now, what I'm going to do is the video will play. The video will play. And like clockwork, the phone is ringing. Martin, do me a favor, please. 1 sec.
So, hello everyone in the Sean, you're spot on. Like the Toffees, Everton 500 million, and they're fighting relegation. And it's just me. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but I don't feel that money just brings instant success. Arsenal haven't spent a lot of money, and bang, they're top of the league. So,
No, thank you.
suppose we'll see. But he's back now.
Appreciate
He's
that.
back.
Oh man. All right. Martin, my man, the legend. Okay. I think I worked out the issues. The video should play. Okay, right here. The presser should play. It's reduced in size. It does not take on the majority of my screen. The audio will be coming from the mic, so I'm going to lower the mic so that you guys should be able to pick it up. And I will pause it and then discuss it periodically throughout this. And I just want to spend a few minutes on this. I want us to really pay attention with regards to this presser. So bear with me. Let me know in the comments if everything's being picked up well. There might be feedback if you talk, Martin, but those of you on the show right now, hit me up in the comments.
Yeah, I'll mute myself. Just tell me when to unmute.
Okay. All right, cool. Here we go. Let's fingers crossed, drum roll. Here we go.
Been fantastic from it's a bit more.
It played, then stopped.
So the thing I want to point out here is Pep took his time, heard the question, devised his answer, and now he's addressing it. It's not a cookie cutter, I'm just going to, blow you off with a response. He took the time, he listened to it. This I don't know if you heard the question initially, and I was actually, I think, a little fooled earlier because Pep was like a statue. He was hearing the questions and he wasn't moving, but I think the video was actually running earlier. But Pep takes the time to listen, and it's a question with regards to Thierry Henry and his criticism or his observation with regards to Haaland, and stating that we're a little predictable, right? Stating that us and Haaland is a little predictable. And I'm going to have it play a little further and just listen and watch Pep. So I'm hearing, are you guys saying no audio? Sean, I thought you guys, Cap said everything's good. ZX goes Pep, Uncle Pep. The audio should be clean, my friend. And Martin, well, actually, hold on. Martin, you can come off mute, my friend. But I just want to stress this, and I hope all of you were able to hear it. Pep's not talking about us, or he was addressing the predictability from getting into the final third. That no one would in their right mind argue that we're predictable. How we're getting to teams, how we're getting to that final third, no, that happens on both sides of the pitch. It happens centrally. I think the real criticism with regards to City is maybe how we get some of those final opportunities to Haaland, right? Those final opportunities to Haaland tends to happen with crosses, unfortunately, or when the box is congested and missing some of the early through passes, and all rightfully so. But Pep and his pressers is quality. It's quality TV. It's quality content because of how he breaks things down. And it also, the reason why I love it so much, and I'm gonna ask you this, Martin. The reason why I love it so much is because I get it. I get his understanding. I don't get I'm here on the sidelines. I'm, a content creator, or I'm here a rival in spaces. I'm giving my 2 cents. You're hearing the manager for himself telling you exactly what it is. And I find him more than many other managers with regards to talking about the team and what he has the team do, to be very honest. What do you think of that?
I couldn't hear it, so I'll just I've kind of got an idea what you were alluding to.
Oh, man.
In terms of the final pass to Haaland, I think Pep's explained our system and our thinking in nearly every press conference. From what I've understood, he's always been very good at doing that. In terms of the final ball, do we need to get better? I've always said I think it's both. I think it's a Haaland and a midfield thing. Like I said, I think when Haaland's more mobile, we seem to find him better. But when Haaland just stands in the box like a lamppost and don't move, then you've got to be more precise with your balls in.
Yeah.
A lot more precise, and you've got to find them. People have talked about, well, why don't we play a ball over the top? Well, because a ball over the top, you've got a 50-50 chance of losing possession. And that's why he won't do that.
I hear that.
There are certain things he won't do. And it all comes down to this word, and I don't want to use it because it gets overused a lot, even by our own manager. It's the C word. And I don't mean the offensive one. I'm not. Big Morgan told me he was sick of hearing the word control, so I'm not going to use it. But no, the simple fact is that's why balls don't go over the top. Because if you just throw a ball over the top and Haaland doesn't get on the end of it, well, then you're all out of position and banging on.
let me play this next presser. I'm gonna actually do something different, and let's see if it comes up on play. If you notice, shout out to Pep and his wardrobe right now. You see that maple leaf right there on his chest, right? He's wearing a DS squared, and you see the maple leaf. Shout out to all my Canadians. And for those of you tuning in, thank you so much. I'm gonna work on this audio.
Loving it.
Beep goes watching from the car right now, so I'm gonna be extra descriptive since you're in the car, my friend. And yeah, we're gonna talk a little about this United or Newcastle game coming up as well, really briefly. But here, let me see.
I've got a question for you as well when you're done with this, Bayer.
Okay. All right. Let's see how this one plays out. Oh, hold on. Let's do this. All right. Let me know if this gets picked up.
He has. Yeah, it's off.
So, question was with regards to Holland, and Pep has said, is it the team's fault? Is it his fault? And Pep owns it. It's not Holland's fault. It's me. He said it's me and how we are trying to get the best out of him, and he's giving his answer real quick. So this is the thing, and I love the press conferences, but I'm gonna be honest with you in the comments. Some of the questions are absolutely terrible. Some of the questions, they don't invoke enough of any manager really getting into the like deep thought to really give some answers. Like sometimes it's the way the way they pose. Some of the journalists, the way they pose the questions, you can already tell that they're steering things a certain way. But I like how Pep handles this. I'm gonna play a little more. I gotta stop it there because they're about to play an ad on me. Pep having to address how to get the best out of Holland, that goes with the territory, right? And we've all done this when the results aren't there, when it hasn't been a game that we won, all the questions come out, all the speculation, all the second guessing, right? That's when it comes to light. But it's clear, and I know Martin said this, I've said this. There's such a transition happening, and us as fans, we understand it. Rivals would care less. They don't care. They could care less what we have to say. But Holland, funny enough, scoring at the lightning rate that he is, one could assume it's figured out. Right, Martin? The fact that he had 3 home hat tricks in a row, one would easily be like, "Oh yeah, City, Holland, they figured out everything's good." But it just speaks to how good he is. And what has been your observation through, I guess, if you want to look back from even preseason to what you're seeing of him now?
Pep or Haaland?
Go with we will be here for a long time if it's Pep. Go with Haaland.
I'm seeing a guy adapting to our style of play. I'm seeing a guy adapting to the Premier League. I'm seeing a guy adapting to his surroundings. And the funny thing is, because he had such a great start, everyone just immediately went, "Oh, that's great, right?" You know. And then when he doesn't score for 3 games, everyone goes into meltdown. No, it's not that simple. Different teams do different things. For example, when we play Kevin and we play Haaland, they don't know which one to mark. When Haaland's on his own and there's no Kevin, Haaland's got 3 players around him immediately. Jack Grealish, in certain games, has 3 or 4 players around him immediately.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's different opponents at different times with different tactics. As fans, we look at every game as the same, and we expect the same results. The guy's human. We've seen him miss from 2 yards out in an open net at Forest. Oh, and that means he's a disaster. No, it just means he's human. But what I'm seeing is a guy who's starting to learn the way. I mean, I think I said it to you a couple of weeks back. Go back to the Villa game, the Forest game. Not the Forest game, even the Bournemouth game. He was coming back, getting involved. The Arsenal game especially. He's coming back into midfield, laying off the ball, running the channels. That's the Haaland we want. We don't want the Haaland who just stands there like a lamppost in the 6-yard box and waits for a ball to come in. That's no good. That's pointless. Doesn't go anywhere. You need Haaland to be mobile, but he's got to adapt to that. And I'm sorry, I'm totally happy with the adaptation that he's had. You know, imagine when he does get clicking.
Yeah, scary. Those are scary settings.
Just imagine when he's clicking with Pep and we're all moving. Fans need to come out of this. I mean, I sent you some information on WhatsApp earlier, which, you know, which I told you about. And I've been saying this for 6 months. The way the fans want us to play is not the way we're going to play.
I agree.
The days of Sane, Sterling, wingers are done. It's finished. Time to move on from that now.
And I think they're. Do not kill me in the comments, okay? And I see that the audio was still kind of off, and I don't understand why, because I literally put the speaker right by the microphone and I was playing it. But I'm going to try one more before moving on. But I think, to your point about the control and the directness that we once did with Sane and Sterling, those days are gone. And you can even see it when you look at Real Madrid. Okay, you look at Rodrigo. Okay, Vinicius got into fantastic form, but one thing you'll notice is that he's not wasteful with his possession the way he used to be when he was first there. But more so with regards to Rodrigo. Rodrigo couldn't really get onto that starting squad because he wasn't bringing enough, right? And I would agree that we do need a pacey alternative, but again, like Big Morgan mentioned, and I think Sean might have mentioned, it's like horses for the courses. Maybe there's going to be situations within a game where you're going to want to switch that up. You see the tired legs from your opponent, and you're going to want to bring on someone direct and do that, as opposed to it being a regular style of play. I don't think Pep is in that world anymore. I think Pep's kind of realized, I can do more damage to you. I can tire your squad out. I can prevent attacks on myself because I have more possession with wing play with a different set of skill set, and not the pacey just trying to burn down the wings. But again, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I thought I'm gonna bring this one up real quick, and it's important to look at the body language. Okay. I'm gonna bring the microphone to the speaker. I hope the sound comes up. Okay. But actually, let me put this on screen as well. Big Morgan goes, it takes time to adapt to Pep system, 100%. And not only that, the new players that have come to the system, they all have to adapt, not just Haaland. This is an incredible problem to have when you have a new player like Haaland come to the squad and looks to be shattering the Premier League one season goal scoring record. That's a great problem to have year one, trying to figure things out. And yeah, it's covered up, it's papered over many cracks where people think things are all good. No, we just made it look that way despite the fact that it's been so many new additions to the squad. Cap goes, I don't think Pep new formation will get the best of Haaland. I do think Pep's new formation will get the best out of Holland eventually. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, because we'll buy players that suit that system more.
Yeah, and not only that, also the players that we currently have, they kind of know the role. We can see what being a half step off, being a little indecisive, being a little unsure of where I go. There's often times where I've been watching games and we don't normally see two players kind of occupy the same space. I see that so often now. I see kind of like Rodri and Silva sometimes, on top of each other. I see, Silva kind of coming over and being in the same places where Grealish wants to be. Like there's just navigating the pitch and being completely in synergy, and it's not there yet. One thing I want to stress, I don't really know if this is my quote, but I'm going to act like it is. Pep choreographs games. Not so much this is exactly how things are going to go, but he choreographs to be like, when you see your teammate occupy here, you should be here. So that when the player is in that space and now they do have the ball, they can instinctively look and see where a teammate is and play that ball off. He kind of choreographs things that way. And it does take time. If you've ever been part of any type of system that way, it does take time to just understand where you need to be and understand where others need to be. But when it happens, it is fantastic to watch. I'm so excited for us, how we continue to learn year over year and what it means for next year. Sean goes, I think you're right, Vader. I think he was talking with regards to systems the next season. And Bellingham will fix that. Sean?
If we get him.
Bellingham will deal with that conversation another time. Everyone's
I'll
claiming
tell you
claiming that we have. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's between
everyone's
us
claiming that they have. Everyone's claiming that they have Bellingham.
Yeah, it's
Real
between
Madrid
us
are
and
claiming. Ooh, Real's not even in the mix.
No, it's between us and Liverpool. Liverpool might be slight favourites at the moment, but City are 100% trying. But basically, City are trying to work on midfielders.
Okay.
They're not working on wingers.
Yeah.
They're working on midfielders.
Bellingham making the choice for Liverpool. That's a show. That if he makes that decision, we're gonna have to talk about that.
It's up to him, isn't it? It's up to him. If he feels Liverpool is his future, then that's his choice. But City are looking at midfielders. They're not looking at wingers.
Okay. Dragon goes, Real are in the mix but aren't confident. Okay, I hear that.
It may even be a chance he stays.
But here's the thing: when the season's over, right, and you're now assessing, here's what City have to offer. Here are the players. Here's their project. Here's what Liverpool have to offer. Players, project. It's going to be that is going to be great speculation to try and decide where he goes, because it looks like Liverpool can fight their way back into the top four. If they don't get themselves into the top four, I think it speaks volumes if he chooses to still go there. If Bellingham still chooses to go to Liverpool and they're not in top four next season, wow. Dragon goes, and I doubt Liverpool goes for Bellingham because they need to invest in different players, not just one star.
No, Liverpool are 1,000% in for him.
Dragon, what you're saying kind of makes sense, but maybe Liverpool new ownership. Who knows?
What? Are you breaking some news there?
No. I mean, they were claiming that they're getting Qatari. I know it doesn't look like Qatari, but they're.
You know what? Anyone?
Yeah. Let's leave that alone. I
thought you were breaking news there.
I don't want to pile on Liverpool. Let's do that. Let's do that another time. Now, I'm going to do my best. Those of you in the chat, this is the last presser that I want to play out. Body language, okay? And I hope this audio shows up. I'm turning up the volume on the speaker. I'm bringing the speaker to the microphone, okay? It should play. Let me put this up real quick. Conway has a comment. He goes, Bellingham is way too overpriced Signing a McAllister or a Barella would be the smarter choice. Makes sense. But do they sign Bellingham with a Chelsea-like contract? Do they do that? I think they'll do it. It's before the loophole, I believe. A lot of things can happen. Conway,
They also need homegrown. They also need homegrown.
They're desperate for homegrown as well because, Milner's aging out. Oh, well, they still have Trent.
No, I meant City.
Oh, you meant us. Ooh,
City
Conway.
need homegrown as well.
Ooh, the plot thickens. Okay, so speaker is literally here at the microphone. Okay, you guys are hearing me clearly, so that's good. I'm going to play the audio from what Pep is saying, body language. And one thing that I want to start, you know what? I'm going to play it. And please, instantly in the comments, let me know right from the jump. I'm going to play it. Let me know right from the jump if you're not hearing audio as you see the video. I'm going to be playing it right now. Here we go. Let me do this. I'm going to temporarily. Martin's muted. Okay, cool. I'm going to play it right now.
For your
How are you guys not hearing this? You guys are hearing me speak, and I'm playing the speaker right now. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. And I'm not going to speak. I'm going to play it, pause it, play it, pause it. I'm not going to speak. Trying one more thing. Okay. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me do this. My voice might be a little janky or messed up, but we'll see how it plays. Settings, audio. Okay, all right, check this out. Did you guys hear that? Pep said, "I'm not moving from this seat." I know Martin maybe wasn't able to hear it because, or maybe he could have. I'm not sure. Ah, damn it. I'm not giving up. Okay, I'm not giving up. One more thing. Okay. Here we go. I'm trying one more time. All right. Morgan, you're killing me with that one. I'm going to revisit this. I owe it to you guys. And there will be more pressers to kind of add, so the material is going to be fresh. The one thing that I want to stress here, Morgan, your jokes, my guy. For whatever reason, me playing it through the speaker was not showing it up. I'm going to actually adjust the audio. So I'm going to leave it as is. Big Morgan killed me on that one, like plan B. Like Pep, I didn't have a plan B. So
Got a point.
He does have a point. I'm stubborn.
I'm still trying to figure out Big Morgan's comment from earlier. I still haven't figured it out.
I know. I think he's gonna save that for another time. But we closed in on an hour and 30 with regards to the show. Ran through the topics. Martin covered me excellently when I was having technical issues talking about United, the interruption with the phone call. I do have the one point that I want to make with regards to Newcastle. So let me take this off screen with regards to Pep. Okay. I will work out the audio and video for me to be able to play these clips, because I think it'll be a great segment to add to these shows. We can maybe spend a couple minutes on it every week, depending on what to cover. But this is where, and I've now add this into my mannerisms. Remember when Pep did that? Pep literally, I think it was a 20-minute press conference where he addressed the media. It was the Monday when, or not the Monday, but it was after the Monday when everything dropped and the alleged allegations all came through. And the way Pep was so resolute, the way Pep's body language, not only his body language, but his word choice, he talked about my people, right? Every episode I start the show, first things first, my peeps come first. Pep talked about my people when he was addressing how he was going to work his way through the season and everything that was alleged against us. He also talked about the number of clubs against us. He also talked about, hey, let this process go through before you guys are already labeling us and trying to discredit us and try to take away on the pitch wins and successes. Pep doing that was absolutely fantastic. And he said he is not leaving this seat. Obviously, as a manager, he leaves the seat if he's not delivering with regards to performance. And he talks about that on the presser. But he was just stressing that he, more than any other time, he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's had some thoughts over the years. He's been there for 7 years. You kind of have like, am I still up for it? Do I have the energy for it? In this presser, and I'm going to make this work audio video wise to be able to play it, he said, more than ever, he's staying here. More than ever, he cannot be moved from this seat. And I wanted to play this for you guys. I'm going to find a way to do it. But with regards to these press conferences, we get a true glimpse. We get a true glimpse of what he's dealing with. We can't have a all or nothing Amazon documentary with regards to the seasons. We can't have that every year, right? Although I do believe that we record one every year, but it's going to have to be it's going to have to be justified with regards to playing it out.
Damn, I've been figured out, mate.
Say that again.
Big Morgan's figured me out.
Oh, let me see the comment. Big Morgan goes,
Martin, me out.
It means you let on your... that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not going to say that out loud. But it's all jokes. It's all jokes. Franklin goes, Pep looked motivated. Yes. In that presser, he was dialed in. He was resolute. Some journalists tried to say defiant. It had nothing to do with defiant. It had something to do with...
The Liverpool media and the United media made it out as though he was being defiant. That Melissa Redder. This is what gets me with this. And I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on a bit of a rant here. I do apologise.
You got it.
This Melissa Redder, who is from the Anfield Rap, who has somehow managed to get away into Sky, don't know how, comes out on a press conference after Pep Guardiola has spoken. She stood outside the Etihad and just literally spills an absolute load of guff out of her own mouth to suit the whole narrative that has to be put behind Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola was not defiant at all. He was not pretending at all. He was not playing up for the cameras. He was not doing everything that the red media proclaimed he was doing.
Yeah.
Since we got accused, Pep Guardiola We said this weeks ago. It was the worst thing that the Premier League could have done because all it did was G up Pep, G up the players, and G up the fans.
Yeah.
If we win this title this year, you know what? Premier League, Liverpool, United, blame yourselves. Blame yourselves because you had City right in the palm of your hands, and what you did is you angered the beast. And you had us in a cage. You unhooked the cage. You unlocked the cage yourself, and you allowed the beast out. And
Yep.
I'm sick to death of this red biased media that rolls out and spills.
Yeah. So now, Martin just talked about all the Reds, purely biased. We're outnumbered with regards to former players and them being pundits and how they cover the sport and all that kind of stuff. But for the little that I do consume, I can see it. It's blatant. There's Talk Sports who one of their personalities, all he has to do is to talk poorly about City. Now, many of them do, but you know the one that I'm speaking about. The one thing that I'm going to...
The guy who went bankrupt owning a football club and has the goal to tell everyone else how to run a football club.
100%.
Because we're a Frankenstein of a football club.
Yeah. And there's gonna be times where actually we're gonna do a proper breakdown with some of these media pundits and their take on it. And I'm gonna do a quick promo. This is why this was kind of envisioned. Okay, you guys checking me out. This is why Always Me, episode 70. But I need to talk about episode 2 that's going to be going down with Cité Intelligent Agendas. Done are the days. Done are the days of not responding back to the dumb, to the silly, to the tired agendas or talking points. All right, we're going to have an intelligent perspective. We're going to have actual, accountable, and yes, we're City fans, but it's going to be unbiased with regards to here are the facts. Take it for what it is. All right, intelligent City fans guarding against rivals, haters. All right, Cité Intelligent Agendas. And this week, there's been too much talked about like, oh, big club, oh, fan base, oh, size of club and history. We're going to be dealing with all of that. I've heard some ridiculousness with regards to some of the social apps out there. Oh, this club has so many Instagram followers and this one has so many Twitter followers. That means they're a big club. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? You can make multiple accounts. You can be following other clubs because you like to follow your rivals. What does that have to do with size of club or supporters? Like, let's be real here. I'm gonna have a proper conversation, and again, hopefully it leads to others. But Cité
I need longer than 5 minutes this week. But what I've got coming.
Trust me, and the beauty about it is what doesn't get covered on this show definitely gets covered on the Mancunian way, on Pitch Points, and on True City Fan. So make sure you guys are ready for this week's show, Sunday at 9 UK time, 9 p.m. UK time. Really briefly, Newcastle, this game, not to be over dramatic, not to be extreme, but we drew with them 3-3 the last time we played. Newcastle, this is a big game because we want to keep the momentum. We want to remain aggressive. For us, it's only better that we continue the winning way. It has nothing to do with this title chase. It has nothing to do with Arsenal. For us, our play, we want to remain consistent. We need to show excellent form against Newcastle. We're definitely going to be taking them seriously. And this good form that we show against them will carry on as we have our other competitions. Newcastle United, big game taking place. Previews, post matches won't necessarily be taking place on this channel. They will be taking place on the others, and all of those channels are featured in the description on this one. Make sure you tune in and support those guys. I'm going to go to these comments. Anything you want to say about Newcastle briefly, Martin, before we shut down?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's an early kick-off. Arsenal are currently 0-0 with Everton at the moment. Grimsby are currently beating Southampton, by the way,
Ooh,
just to let
okay.
you know.
Okay.
The FA Cup draw is later on. I'm going to do a YouTube short on that later on. Not a full short, just a quick 1-minute video that I'm going to put out for the FA Cup draw, which we'll talk about more tomorrow night in tomorrow night's show, which I'm hoping to have this legend on with us as well. Talk all about. I've got a Newcastle fan coming on tomorrow night as well to give us the Newcastle perspective. But I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like I've not been back at the Etihad for about 6 weeks because we haven't.
Yeah.
It'll be great. I'm really. I think we've got our rhythm. We've found our rhythm. There will be changes, but I'm really confident going into this game. It's going to be a tough one. Newcastle are going to want to prove a point after the cup final, but I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. Just to get back in there, scream the place down, and it's going to be tough. Every game is going to be tough. You don't get an easy ride in the Premier League.
You're right.
But
you're right.
We may be getting Newcastle maybe we're getting Newcastle at the right time. I don't know.
I think so. It's going to be interesting because they get their
it's something we can talk
and,
about coming up to it anyway.
For sure. This is Wednesday. The game takes place on Saturday. We got time.
Smash this guy a like. Smash. If you're not subscribed to Beta Games, please do. I don't. Yes, he is in Canada, but he's one of the most intelligent City fans you'll know. He's not a newbie. He's not nothing like that. The guy knows his stuff. Please go and show him a lot of love. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and just get this guy to 500 subs because he deserves it. Absolutely deserves it.
I appreciate it. And the love that I've been receiving has been incredible. Last few vids easily hitting the century mark, and the likes have been incredible. And you guys have often been in the chat before the show even pops off, and that's why I like to shout you out before I even get things going. I also want to mention, and Martin didn't do it himself, but I'm going to continue to talk about the Mancunian way. I don't do any show. I don't post any video without acknowledging the Mancunian way, Pitch Points, True City Fan in the description. It's easy to find. Hit them with the like. And again, selfishly, I'm saying hit the like and hit the subscription, follow them, because I feature on the channel as well. So if you want to catch me on there and we can talk football, I'm there. So definitely find him there as well as the others that I mentioned. And thank you all for being on the show despite all of the, and I'm going to be beating myself up with regards to the audio and video that did not happen today. I'm going to course correct it. I'm going to make sure that I get that fixed for the next show, because I do think even maybe 1 or 2 pressers and we have the convo would be fantastic. I stress this often. And I don't make a point to talk just for the sake of talking. Like, honestly, this is me diarying my football journey. This is me diarying my love for City and football, and having the combo with great people like Martin and all of you in the chat as well. So thanks for tuning in every time. The show and channel will grow as it grows. One thing you can trust is that I'm not gonna go the silly clickbait route. I'm not gonna do it for the sake of just getting people to accidentally or being tricked to watch. This is me. This is what I want to talk about. We can do the whole banter thing, but that'll take place on in Spaces or somewhere else, not on this channel. And it doesn't happen with those that I interact with as well. You want to talk real football? You want to talk about City? Tune into the Mancunian Way, Pitch Points, and True City Fan. Everyone in the comments, thank you so much. Conway, Big Morgan, Sean. Don't Arsenal have 4 out of the next 5 away? Yes. You know what? There's a lot. There's content right there. What does the future look like compared to us, Arsenal, and United? And we have to.
Well, I'll just
United.
say, and I don't want to put the kibosh on this, Everton are the one causing all the problems at the minute.
Say that again for those that didn't hear it in the back.
Everton are the ones who are having the shots and the shots on target at the moment, not Arsenal.
Okay. It's going to be interesting. Results are the results. I already said that they're getting 3 points. I'm not banking on anything, but we'll see where things net out. I didn't mention every one that was in the comments, but Noah, Conway, Big Morgan, Cap, Beep,
All legends.
everyone in here. Daniel, early in the show. I want to thank you all for tuning in and hitting me up with the comments. You made this such a pleasure, and I will catch you the next show. This is Why Always Me. I am Vader Games, the Vader Games TV, episode 70. And thank you so much. We'll be back next week. Don't miss me on Sunday. I hope to have a fantastic panel as well. I'm Vader Games, and I'm out.